Copy, copy. Copy, copy. Doesn't seem linear. Oh. Good. Good, yeah. Get our neo flight up. Oh, that's good. Ooh, where's that at? It's up by Columbus. Let's take that one.
Hello, transporter. Your cargo is waiting for you in the parking. Transporter, loading has started. Stand by.
It's a Cherokee.
Transporter,
TZR.
cargo is loaded. You can start your mission.
Start your mission. Ooh. This could get dicey. Shitty weather. See what approaches we got here. We need DB runway 4. That could be fun. $71 miles. That'll get us about 50. Maybe we'll get the NDB by then. There's a lot of NDBs over here. Okie dokie. Let me see what this is. Missing payload, no bonus XP granted. So let me see if I can fix that. So our payload is supposed to be 587 pounds. Fuel's up. This always gets dicey. And our total 370. $587. Oops, not that much. How much we got now? Well, let's go. What if we went 200, 200, and then put 187 up here. What does that get us? Payload matching. All right. Oh, it unloaded some fuel. Let's lighten this up a little bit. I wonder if it's just total payload. Let's see if that does it. Neo flight. I'm trying to get used to it. That's 146.75. What if we do 587 minus 170 divided by 2 is 208. So if we did 170 here and then do 208, 208, what does that give us? Does that do it? What if we go 190? Let's make that 180. And this 180. Heavy bastards. And what's our max weight? Max takeoff weight. £1 over. Oof. Oh no, wait. I still got another 100 pounds. 23. There we go. All right, that's good. Finished the coffee. This over here. All right. You stay locked for now. Oops. Try it again. Oh, you dummy. Fuel's not selected.
Everything looks good from where I'm sitting. Taxi to the runway and take off.
Let's bring these down, bring that down. Bring that down. There we go. Get those out of the way. Stocks, die downs. Turn that off. Turn the fuel pumps off. Alrighty. What is the weather? Winds 3606. Mind yourself there, buddy. I want to take off 30. Don't taxi too fast. I'm gonna get in trouble. Probably am in trouble. Neo Flight yells at you if you taxi too fast. I didn't check see what the altimeter is. Altimeter is 29901. So let's dial that in. 29908. Bring her down. Is that right? Yep. It's interesting. Because the whole short sign was way the hell back there. Let's style this up. York. Come up. So 317 is our on-course heading. Oops. Go back, 317. Put that down on a heading bug. And we'll put it in on the radial for York. York's 112.8. Radials aren't on. What'd I say? 112.8. Oh wow, I got a signal on the ground. That's it. Right crosswind. Fly, be free. Oh, there's a lot of back pressure on that stick.
Pilot from dispatch. Fly safe. Base is at 2,000. $2,100, maybe 22. Shit, it's choppy. Oopsie.
Yikes. Just turn the autopilot on. I can't fly. Holy shit. How do we lose that much fuel? Oh, that's right. We weren't up all the way. We didn't have max fuel to start with. I was like, holy shit. I really want to crack this baby open, but I'm waiting. Oh, let's see. Do we have a Overcast 26? Or what the tops are. Oops. Layers. That's cool. I realize Sky Vector's got pilot reports on there. I feel like I'm nose up. Outside air temperature. Freezing. Oh, looky here. Up to 6. Let's dial up that NDB. 230. So for my radio to dial up an NDB, I flip this button down, or this switch down here, and this is the this is like my multifunction switch. So then it turns the number 2 into ADF. Both of these knobs will tune it. So at 890, we want to go to 230. Did I say? I think it was. And that should be it. Let me double check the frequencies. 230. We're going to go ahead and turn on the NDB speaker. ADF rather. So when we're receiving it, it'll start beeping at us and we'll hear it and we can identify it. Uh-oh. Did I overshoot? No, we're still closing on it. I forgot to hit, we're still on, oh, the wind's blowing from the north too. Anyway, I was on heading nav. Oh, there's our altitude. Hit that. Try it again. There we go. Our outbound will be 357. Oh, I should probably lean that out a little bit. There we go. A lot of wind noise. What are the vents on doing? All right, still counting down. 5 miles from the VOR. And still drifting. Just hold this heading. I'm going to go ahead and dial up the new radio and we'll just hit it when we hit it. 357. I built this radio, if you're new here. 4 miles to the VOR. And we're up at 6,000 feet in the air, so our DME will only ever get about, well, depending on what the elevation, be about a mile away if we cross directly overhead. That's as close as we can get to it, because DME is slant range. Probably be like 0.8, maybe 0.9. Hey, look, we're picking up the ADF. Let's go ahead and turn. And we'll just go ahead and turn to intercept north of the, cut the corner here. Intercept north of the VOR. That was weird. Let's see if that is our NDB. Looks like it. Yep. Alright, we're gonna get ready to catch it. Scan our increments. It's gonna come in quick. There's 0.8. Here it goes. Point 0.9. Here it comes. Overshoot day. We're so close to the VOR. Going to hit the VOR or the nav hold and let the autopilot take it from here. Then we'll start looking at that approach plate. Switch back over to the left tank. Oh shit. Okay, that's the wrong one. Left tank switch. There we go. Lock the view here. Und let's see what the weather is up there first. 3306. So we can land 4. Hey, what's up? You came to the right place to ask about Track IR. Let me turn the music down. I should get paid by them. I love Track IR, and I swear by it. And if you're deep enough into flight sim where you buy yoke, pedals, and throttle quadrant, and you fly GA, even if you fly commercial, I would say get it. But a lot of people don't because they like to sit back and they got their little views, that pop up and pop down and stuff. And it's, to each their own. But to me personally, I love it. And here's why. All right. So you got a keyboard control. F9 will lock it in place so that I can move my head, and it doesn't. I got to keep a little keyboard on my yoke. It's a wireless keyboard, and so I can center it up and everything. But it allows you to look around, and it becomes second nature to the point where, especially if you're flying a GA plane, you're doing pattern work. I don't know if you're working on, if you're actually working on a real pilot's license or whatever. But if you're practicing pattern work, you have to look out and see where the numbers are, see where the runway is, your alignment, and everything. You can look over your shoulder and see back on the 45 to see where it is without turning your head too far. Basically my nose goes to the corner bezel. So the first couple hours or so, kind of take it easy if you get it, because you might inadvertently hold your neck stiff because you're trying not to move. You see me do this from time to time even. But if you just relax, and go with it. And then when you're not, when you don't need it and you need to keep your instruments locked in or whatever, hit your F9, and then you're free to look. I've got my radio over here. So a lot of times my view swings over. I know it's not great for the stream, but I'm always, if I look over here with my head, you guys are looking behind me. So I try and remember to kind of lock that in when I'm doing stuff on the radio. But it's not only good for flight simulator. If you play truck sim, farm sim, racing sims, it's excellent for that. If you play any space sims, it's good for that too. But I've had times where I've been, flying in a pattern. I was talking to a buddy, out and away, and we were, face to face. And I was talking about, I was flying in a pattern, and I was cruising along. I'm talking about my flight sim experience. And I looked down, and I turned my head 90 degrees, like, I'm looking down, check my numbers, and I'm doing everything, and explain it to him. So in my head thinks I'm turning my head like this. In reality, I'm just turning it like this, right? So, but the brain, the way it feels, once you get calibrated to it, it's just become second nature. Now, if you've ever flown with VR, with like an actual VR mask on in flight sim, you want to look 90 degrees left, you actually add a turn 90 degrees left. I've done it before, where it's like you want to look back at the 45, you're like, ah, damn it, I got to get up and actually turn your head all the way around. So there's a little benefit there. You see some people will have their sim set up and they'll do like a 3 monitor setup, so they get a wider field of view. Let's recenter that. Let's check my IDME. Okay. To get a wider field view sort of thing. And that's one thing. There's a couple of things about that. One, if you use a stretch view, you'll keep your frames, but sometimes it gets a little skew on the sides, it gets a little stretched. I've tried the 3 monitor setup, and I found with Track IR I don't need it. I've actually done the 3 monitor setup widescreen with the Track IR. I mean, it just adds more to it, but I also like to stream. So what I found is because I use my other monitors for while I'm flying, I've got charts up, I've got stream up, whatever, that just one monitor's fine. Especially with Track IR, because you can look around, you can look up. You need to look in on some instrumentation, like I was checking my fuel, I just lean up like that. So I got my left tank down under 20, right tank's down under 20, and I look down, I'm on my left tank right now. So I need to go a little bit further. You need to look down, whatever. If you're in a plane with a high dashboard, you need to look over. You just sit up tall in your chair. Are you still here? The one thing that I mean, if you want to save a little bit of money, is, again, it's all personal preference. There's two versions that they sell. One with the Track Clip Pro, which connects to headphones, usually clips on the side of your headphones and it hangs off the side of your face. But if you got a stream mic or something else up, it's extra wires and crap hanging off you. I prefer to go with just a hat and the Track Clip. The Track Clip Pro actually has LEDs on it because the Track IR camera is an infrared camera. With this, it just sees the reflections. It has little infrared LEDs, and it just sees the reflection off of this, and then it can tell what my orientation is. Let me pull it up. I will show you. So here's what the basically the Track IR head movement software looks like. When you center it up, it takes your target to 0, right? So you look down, negative zenith, overhead, and it got a little shaded there because I raised my head too high. So that was where I hit the limit with the clip. But so like there's 90 degrees left, and there's looking all the way behind me to the left, and then looking all the way behind me to the right, and you can see the head movement also. Hadn't thought of it. This stream brought to you by Mexico, the Coca-Cola of Mexico. Why do we drink the Coca-Cola of Mexico? Why don't you just drink a Coke made in the US of A? Because Mexico's ingredients: carbonated water, cane sugar. American Cokes have corn syrup. Tastes like 1977. Oh, you're still here. Good. Okay, you got a 4K 50-inch. Yeah, how far away do you sit from that? Let me lock my screen in here. I'm running a 32-inch monitor. Actually, I'll show you my setup. If you have widescreen, let's see, where's it at? There we go. I'll explain here in a minute. I gotta have some Coca-Cola. I'm an addict. Oh, it smells so good. Yeah, so mine looks a lot further away than it is. This is arm length here. If I lean forward, there's touching the screen pretty much. So I've got a deep desk because of my yoke and my throttle quadrant setup. I had to modify the desk and put some extra stuff on the front. I don't know if you noticed or not, but over here I've got a steering wheel. So everything slides over So if I want to drive, I slide this in, I slide my chair over, and then I hit the button box here, and I move my monitors over. Now, where are you going? Bye. It's going over there. I'm a nerd. I've got a stepper motor and Arduino that's running this. Flight simming on one side, truck simming on the other. Gotta have a drink. So my mixer and mic, you see, they push in too. It slides out. So I can roll over here, and then I can drive. I got a custom wheel. I got a Eaton Fuller shifter I made, and I even got turn signal. You don't see that on a lot of setups. There's a lot of setups that are really fucking cool as far as truck sim goes, but you know, we all have our. I'm trying to do multiple things with my setup, so. So 5 feet or so, okay. So then I suppose the question is, like, at an angle. No, I'm not doing the Nazi salute. No, at the angle of the track IR, it's probably, well, here's my head. It's a little bit below it. So the bill is below the top of my monitor. And so, you know, if it was extended back further than mine is at that angle, then, you know, it may be all right. Otherwise, you might have to, I don't know, maybe try something else. It'll probably work, though. Oh, 45-degree angle to the top. Because the top of my top monitors that I have up there, the reason I've had mine set up this way, the reason why I don't have monitors on the side and I got them at the bottom is because this radio. If I had them down, I wouldn't be able to see this right-hand monitor where my stream is. I'd have to look around the radio all the time because this thing sits pretty tall. And so I decided to go set up a T, basically a T operation. 4K 50-inch. Holy shit. What are you running? What's your video card for that 4K monitor? I had a 4K monitor, and then I swapped it out. I went with a 32-inch 1440. I found that is really the sweet spot for gaming. Yeah, the sensor is, or the track IR is. Well, actually, let's do a simulation here. So here, I'll unlock it. I'm gonna look down, right? So we'll look down here like this, and then we're going to recenter it. Actually, I should have looked up probably. So, well, actually, because that would be kind of the angle, right, for you. And you can still look down. And you'll be able to look up real good. Actually, that probably worked pretty well. There are sensitivity sliders, so if it's not sensitive enough, you can, you know, because of the distance. Here, let me try this. Let me do a little experiment for you. I'm going to scoot way back here. Let's see what we get. I'm out of the plane. All right, so I am 6 feet probably away. Oh yeah, you'll be fine, dude. Look at that. up under the dash. So, what I was telling, did you hear what I said about the, bring this back over here so everybody can hear. Did you hear what I said about the Track Clip Pro versus the Hat Clip? The reason I don't like the Track Clip Pro is because it requires to be plugged in to either USB port, because it's got infrared lights on it that need to be lit up, LEDs. And I don't like extra crap hanging off my head. And you could plug it into a phone charger; it would work too. But the Track IR, I think, I don't know if it's 5 or 6 is their latest version. But anyway, generally their price point is, with Track Clip Pro, I think it's like $179, and without the Track Clip Pro, with just the hat clip, it's like $159. And it might be lower than that. I don't know. It might be like $10 cheaper than that. Yeah. So it saves you a few bucks. But I always, like I said, in my recommendation, if somebody wants to get into flight sim, I check my DME here for time. If somebody wants to get into flight sim and they don't know what they're doing, they think, oh, this looks like a cool hobby. You guys look like you're having fun. Well, some people find it boring. I tell them to get start with the base joystick with a rudder twist on it, on the stick, Logitech stick or something like that. Try it out for a while and see if they like it. If they want to go further, then what I recommend is get a Track IR, and then go get a yoke, and probably a throttle quadrant at the same time, and some rudder pedals. So, this is your first time here, is that correct? I don't stream that much, and I'm inconsistent. Sometimes I stream at weird hours when I do stream. I do project building projects. I built this radio. I built this MCP. This works with the PMDG 737. This table here is a trim and fuel selector table. It's also got a parking brake. You see the parking brake here. You pull that up, sets the parking brake in the cockpit, and then when I hit my rudder pedals, if you watch right here, this thing will drop down. Actually, my brake pedals. Push my brake pedals in. I've got 2 solenoids under here that you pull it up, a washer goes up through the 2 solenoids and presses against a switch, which enacts the parking brake. And then when you hit the rudder pedals, it sends a signal back to say, hey, release the solenoids. The solenoids pop in, and then the parking brake drops down. It comes off the switch. I've got 2 fuel selector knobs underneath here, so when I turn this knob, you can see I can switch my fuel tanks. The Bravo quadrant has a trim control on it, but before I had it, I built my own trim control, and it's powered. So if I hit the button here on my yoke, I can trim up and trim down. But the autopilot's on right now, so it's ignoring it. What else do I build? A lot of shit. Foot pedal push to talk for first person shooters and things like that. The shifter for the truck. I've got a multifunction box here that can be keyboard, mouse, or joystick. I put macros in when I play. I got macros in there for emotes for playing GTA 5, roleplay servers and stuff. Where you from? You can look around outside too. You can look down. Where's the ground? Can't see it. Oh, Iowa. You ever watch Iowa Scotsman? He streams. Oh yeah. Well, if you hang out in the Twitch streams, you'll probably see him from time to time. He streams. You watch. Let's see. Here's some of the other streamers that I know. Sim Caesar. You ever watch his stream? He's got a. He's he's got some production value. Dane Flats. That's another streamer I know. He's got some pretty high production value too. Sim Caesar's a little crazy, but it's actually he's got a pretty entertaining and active stream. He's got a really good stream as far as like just how long he's built it up over the years. I remember when he first started. And then you got your usuals, you know, your Chewies, who's been streaming Flight Sim forever. He used to be in a. I've never met him, but he used to. I guess he used to be into competition gaming like Halo and shit. It's funny how, like I said, I've been doing this off and on for a number of years. And you know, it's funny how the people you see come and go. You know, some people hit big, you know, do a splash, and their stream will take off. You know, because they're pushing, they're you know they're working it. I've just never been consistent enough. I'm gonna lose my VOR here. I'm at 41 DME. I think the 45 is the limit on this VOR. So then I'm gonna go to the. I'm navigating, I got the NDB up here. And we're going to go here and probably shoot an approach into this airport. So how deep are you into Flight Sim? Is it just playing around, starting a hobby, or you been into it for a while? You got a yoke? You still running a stick? You got rudder pedals? What you got? Love to talk hardware. What's fun about this plane is the fuel gauges are two different fuel gauges, just like, you know, some plane that needed something replaced on it, and so they got a fuel gauge that has the same reading, but the calibration is off. So you look at the right fuel gauge, and you see where the 10 is on it, and you see where the 10 is on the left one, and where the 20 is. So the right one has the right tank gauge has a bunch of stuff crammed together up by the 20 and full, where the left gauge is more graduated across the entire gauge. So it makes you look like your tanks are different levels. This is the Just Flight Warrior. I'm using it right now because it's the plane I got in Neo Flight as I'm continuing on my career. see, what's our heading? Got a little wind correction in. I guess it's coming from the northeast at altitude here. Northeast. I'm getting ready to switch over to back to heading hold. Oh, actually, I guess we're 003. Okay, I gotta read your stuff here. Let's see. Got your private pilots. Working on finish up the IFR. Okay. I remember those days. I mean, as far as my private, I was working on my instrument, and I bailed out of it when I was in college and changed majors because it was just going to be too expensive for me, and the pilot market was shit then. That was back in 1988, 89, 87, I guess, when I started. Got my private in spring of '88. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't. Anything. Yoke. Yoke rudder pedals and quadrant at a minimum of some sort. Even CH. I had CH. Man, I used CH for a long time, like decade plus. And I only switched to the alphas. The honeycomb stuff recently. Now rudder pedals. I bought myself a Christmas present a couple Christmases ago, and I have to say, if you are totally ate up and with flight sim and you don't have a problem dropping $500 or $600 on something, the Thrustmasters TPR pendular rudder pedals, in my opinion, there's no better. Mr. Antgar! Captain Antgar. What are you doing? But the feel of the pendulars, because they're hanging pedals and they're not like on rollers, or whatever, sliders. What's cool about them is, since you're a pilot, the greatest skill of, when you're in your pilot training is greasing crosswind landings, right? And the pendular rudder pedals really bring that in. It gives you just that really good, control, smoothness to the operation, to, keeping your nose aligned while you're trying to grease that crosswind landing. That's good, man. Oh, I guess I got 51 miles there. Let's see, how many miles is it? I gotta keep watching my chart here because I am seeing shit. So it's 71 miles there. Maybe it'll kick off at 60 because I'm gonna lose my VOR here. Let's tune in Appleton, 116.7 on our number 2. Well, actually, I could do it on my number 1 because I'm doing the one heading hold anyway. Yeah, fuck it, we'll do it number 1. 116.7. We're doing Gorilla Instruments here. So let's see, the 235. See how many miles is that? That's gotta add all these up. 10, 18. Let's see, 10. Let's see, it's 25. $33, 35. So it's about 35, 45. So that means I'm about 10 miles away. So let's go the 235. Let's dial that in. I probably need to start down. Because that NDB is about 45 miles, and I'm shit. That didn't seem right. Did I miscalculate that? Oh no, that's 32. Okay, good. 32, 33, 34. Okay. I misadded. Elvis! Elvis is in the building! I called Elvis. We got to play a song for Elvis. Here we go. Did turn that off, didn't I? Yes. This is that remix version from Ocean's 11. Anyway, I need to start down. I gotta start flying airplane here. Let's turn off the altitude. Altitude hold is off. And let's pull some throttles. Start a descent. Let's see what kind of descent 2,000 RPM gets us. In the soup. We need to go left tank. Switch it over. Hey, you want to see something freaky? Let's see, which button is it? Is it this button? I think it's this button. Nope, not that button. This button? Come up. There it is. Watch this. There he is. It's two cameras. Which button was that again? This one? Yes. Where's that approach plate? I'll go down to 2,700. Or at least 3,100. Maybe we'll start there. That's what you know, Elvis. Oh, look, there's ground. We're getting close. Close to altitude, too. I know 3,000 is good. Hell, even 2,500 is probably good in this area. Not so bad. Elvis, how are you now? Good, and you? Not so bad. Bring it up. One thing I like about Just Flight's Warriors and stuff is they do a pretty good job. Well, they have historically, like, and prepared and stuff, and I think it's probably still holds pretty well in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Oh, we're getting real close. Crossing that radial. Let's see. The next one is 242. Anyway, the aspect of slow flight and everything, and the way the aircraft responds to thrust settings, holding its airspeed. You know, if you're at altitude and you trimmed out and you pull the power, and it's like the airplane still tries to fly at whatever speed you're at, and it'll start a descent. Shit, let's go ahead and dial up that. Do I need a? I'm gonna adopt that localizer. 111.7. And the final approach course 037. Actually, I should turn left and widen out. Oops. We're going to do a bastardized approach here. We're kind of EMC. There's no DME on this localizer. turn that autopilot off. Oh, look, there's the airport. Oops. We got off easy. You know, I actually didn't identify this. That's it. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I had a friend that was doing a lot of TikTok stuff, and it doesn't take much on TikTok to just get. I don't know where it all comes from. Oh look, outer marker. Boop, there goes the NDB passing over it, past it. As I trim up, if you watch my my power trim down here as I apply the thumb button. Need to put some more white stripes on it so we can see it moving more. What's the wind? Let's double check the wind altimeter here. The weather says 330 at 6, so we got a left crosswind and 29 or 9 or 4. There we go. Oh, yes, I do. We love VFR. Yeah, it was one of the first things. That was one of my biggest complaints because anybody that flies, or if you're I'm a former air traffic controller. I'm retired. And, you know, you go flying around the area that you know, and you're looking for the towers. Like, where the towers at? That was one of the first shockers, you know. It was like, they didn't put the towers in. It's so easy. You know, the databases are out there.
Welcome to the collective.
Oh, thanks for the follow. Outdoor Tory. Outdoor Tory is now a follower. Why aren't you? So yeah, we love VFR. Definitely. Actually, I need to check and see if they've got updates to it. I don't know when the last time I checked that. There was a few things in there. Well, yeah, tower, and it's the smokestacks too. Oop, I'm low. Look at that. Look at them red lights.
That's what it's like flying a flight simulator, you know. I see. You lose your engine, you never make the runway, buddy.
Well, that's instruments, right?
You're below the glide slope and everything. That's some power, stupid. Them trees are gonna come up and grab you.
See, now I gotta look up. Oop. There we go. Put a notch flaps in, bring that nose down. Get the feet on the rudder pedals here. God, it feels weird. Slow up. Stable schmable. There we go. All right. Here we go. I should be showing my yoke right now so you can see my
That's
crosswind.
pretty close to the center line, pilot. Nice job.
Oh,
Taxi to parking, please.
Full deflection.
Taxi to parking and shut down your engine.
See, I should have had this one going so you can see. That red on red, that doesn't apply to little airplanes. You know, the other nice thing is how the airplane goes. You look where you want to drive, you know. It's the same way, you know, like trucks saying you look in your turn. You wanna go park someplace in your airplane. You look to where you're gonna be driving it. That's the great thing about Track IR. What's up with the ground here? Am I gonna fall through? Thanks, Asobo. I was gonna park here. All right, so we apply the brakes. We let go of the brakes. Reach down here. Watch the parking brake come out. Bang! There it is. Oh, I gotta shut down.
Transport from dispatch. Okay, nice job. Someone is coming to take the cargo. I'll call you when it's done.
I need to open that before the engine was shut off.
Transporter from dispatch. The cargo was picked up by the customer. Your mission is completed.
Mission complete. Oh, I just got promoted. I'm now second officer.
Let's get out of here.
Let's see what that gets me. Oopsie. There it is. Ooh. Passenger secrets. Is that all it opens up? Do. Advertise. No. We're not doing that shit. Let's look at distances. I was also looking for airports that, this is Neo Flight. Looking for airports that I might know. Cincinnati, Lincoln. Oh, I know this one. That's North Vernon, I think. Oh, that's way over. Let's turn off. Let's see. We got cargo. We get broken shit. Fragile cargo. Oh, look at all this stuff. What about time sensitive? We get time sensitive ones? Oh, I guess I have some illicit cargo. It's like 3,000 podunk airports. I don't know when the last time you were in it or not. I just started really when I started streaming again, Flight Sim, and it's in version 4, so gives me something to do. Oh wait, I know this one. That's London. That's like a hop and a skip away. 824 pounds. My kinfolk. I got kinfolk from there. We could do that. I might do that London, Ohio one. Be a scud run. Yeah, we'll do it. It's only 15 miles away. It's just down the road. Follow
Transporter from dispatch. I see you asked for
US
a fragile
40.
cargo mission. The ground crew is waiting to carefully load the crates for you in the parking.
Damn it.
Transporter, loading has started. Stand by.
Don't break that shit. That's Mexico. They're gonna break them bottles. It's expensive. A case costs like $32.
Flight crew, be advised the fragile cargo looks extremely delicate. We have secured it the best we can. Please taxi with caution.
Ooh, this is gonna be fun. This is my first time doing a fragile cargo. Let me make sure I get my things. Okay, my payload's not loaded yet as far as weight and balance. Yeah, moonshine runner. So I'm gonna have to cut. I don't have to cut fuel, but that's all right. So we need. Lock this in here. 824 pounds. I think that includes me. We don't need a lot of that there. Let's see. So what's our? Actually, let's do this. $804. Put some shit in your lap. Maybe it doesn't count me. Let's see. Left side. Let's see, that's right side. This would be left side. I don't know if it counts me or not. Oh, Jesus. Now we got a payload matching. All right, we're going to swap this out. Let's put 100 pounds here. Extra 100 pounds. So let's make this 308. And then we'll take this away. And then we'll make this 308. Luggage 0. Right? 0. Enter. There we go. All right, we're still got the payload. Gonna get the payload bonus here. Now we need to move a little bit of this weight up to here or over to this side. So Let's take 50 pounds out of there. Is that going to be enough? Is that too much? No, let's see. 30. Let's do 50. And then we'll make this 150. Nope, that's too much. Let's make this 170 and this 330. There we go. And we're still in it. Okay. Oh shit, we don't have any fuel. How much fuel can we carry? Oh my god. I wonder if it includes my weight for the payload. Payload, max payload. Whew. 10% fuel. I mean, we don't have to go far. We've got to go, let's see, TZR. It's going to be a scud run to UIF. $15 miles. We can do this. Oh my lord.
Everything looks good from where I'm sitting. Taxi to the runway and take off.
Shit. Thought my anti-collision was on. There it is. Hey, Vega Blue Sky. Sorry about that. Didn't see it. Yeah. This could be fun. $15 miles, minimum fuel, scud running. Let's see, 284 is going to be our heading. We'll probably need a little wind correction too. Wind's blowing out of the north. Oops, slow down, slow down, slow down. You're going to bust your cargo. You know, I don't know what, I'll turn this down a little bit. I don't know what any of the politics are with it or anything, or, you know, who loves it, who doesn't love it, or why. I just, you know, I started getting back into flight sim again and started streaming a little bit again. And I was looking for, you know, I played with different career mode things. And, you know, I looked around. I had Neoflight 3, which I played with a little bit, but I didn't remember it, And I saw they updated to 4. I'm like, okay, well, give it a shot. So it's all right. It gives me, with the sound effects and stuff, it makes me think of the old FS Passengers. Exactly, right there. So it's just got that kind of that feeling to it, I don't know. Is FS Passengers completely dead? Because I know the guy, he struggled to get it prepared for a long time, and because he had health problems and stuff, and then he just never updated it to 64-bit. Wait a minute, we got your name's Blue Sky, so I gotta play my song here. Here's my setup. Well, I got driving over here on the left. I got flying on the right, driving on the left. It's the last one I built. Well, I moved. I don't know when you saw me last or what. Here, watch this. Setting the parking brake. Here comes. Ta-da. I moved. So I'm in a different house than what I was before. Same desk, but I got rid of the underneath when I was moving it. I was like, this is big enough for 2 places, and I'd like to drive, and I like to do flight sim. And it's big enough for both, but I had to do some reinforcement underneath there. I took the drawers out of it and everything and added onto the front so that I can have my yoke and then be able to reach the throttle quadrants without having to reach back like this, because I've got it mounted on a lower level thing. So when I want to drive trucks, I slide this over. And then I bring myself over here to my steering wheel and my shifter and my pedals and such. But my monitor's over here. What we do? This is the fun part. Ready? Here we go. We have an Arduino. We have a stepper motor driver and a stepper motor and a ball screw that drives it over. Then I got a stop switch that works, and then it'll back it up. It'll hit the stop switch, and it overrides the button and backs it up, and then we give it a little nudge, and then we're ready to drive. But we're flying, so we pull the drawer, and we come back over here and bring it back. I keep it all manual because I don't trust it. Yeah, the mixer's overkill, but it's because I can't find what I need for what I want to do. and it's still, and actually this mixer's still not enough. I'm actually going to tie another one into it. When I stream, I like to have all my sound. Like, see, I've got the music. Let me bring this back up here. So I've got my music on one channel, so I can turn it up or bring it down. Of course, it doesn't get broadcast to the VOD. That's just for here only. Oh yeah, green screen behind me too. It's actually three sheets? Yeah, 3 sheets that I got at like the hobby store or whatever. Lime green. I just hung it up on the wall. Got my game sounds. I can turn it up, bring it down. I've got my microphone on a separate. And then when I'm on VATSIM, I'm going to have that'll be on a separate channel too. So I can control that in case the controllers or pilots are too loud. I can just reach over there and grab it. That way I don't have to mouse up to control any volume, hopefully, in the stream. So this mixer is kind of overkill, but it's because it has, what's cool about it is you have the main out. So I have my game sounds, turn the music down. I have the game sounds come out of my speakers and it goes into a channel. The main output of this mixer goes into the line in, into one. I've got two sound cards in the system. So it goes into the line in of the main sound card. And that's what you're hearing on stream, the game sounds. That's where you're getting the sound from. It comes through the mixer, so I can make it loud or I can turn it down hardware wise. The music is on its own channel. So it's on its own piece of channel. So it goes into a separate line in into the computer on the other sound card. So I can turn it up or turn it down. And like I said, the VATSIM sounds from vPilot. It's going to come in USB into the other mixer and then come in, and then I'll have control here where I can turn it up or turn it down. And then I've got my mic over here too. Now the mic goes into its own separate channel because I've got some noise, some fan noise from my computer that my mic will pick up. And if I have my mic mixed in with the main, because that's the way I used to do it, and I try and filter that sound out, it'll filter out some sounds in the games that I'm playing. So I had to take the mic completely separate from the line in and put it on its, basically run it into the mic in. So on the group 1 and 2 out, which is what the mic's on, that plugs into the main mic in on the sound card. It's complicated. Yes. So this music, like you watch my VOD later, I'm like, if you dial up the VOD now, you'll still hear it. But if you watch the VOD later, it may be on there for a second, but that channel is gone. It won't be there. And then if I upload it to YouTube or whatever, it won't be there. All right, time to fly. 284 for 15 miles with 10% gas. Oh, there we go. Get that parking brake off. Oh, wait a minute. Let's do... I got to switch back. Switch back. And for shits and giggles... I got something else I'm working on too. There's this cool thing called NDI, which allows you to stream ailerons into the wind. Look at that look at that windsock over there. There we go. I forgot to check my trim. Oh shit. The nose is coming up already. Didn't set my trim.
Transporter, have a
Idiot.
nice flight. Keep the cargo secure.
Oh, so anyway, NDI, if you read about it, some people are using it for dual PC streaming, but you can use another PC as a source for your stream. So if you want to stream from multiple places in your house, you can set that up. So like I've got on the other side of the wall over here to my left is my shop closet where I have my CNC machine. I've got a little workbench in there. I've got ventilation systems set up because I'm planning on doing some soldering and things for more projects like the radio. And I could stream directly from that machine, which I have. I did just to experiment. But with the NDI, what I can do is I can just actually I have it set up, but it's not on right now for the OBS. But the OBS from that will do an NDI broadcast on the network. This OBS that I have on this machine, I can run the stream from here, turn it on. I can go in there, muck around, have sound in there. Mic picks me up and everything on that computer, and it's broadcast through this one. So then if I go in there for a little while, work on something, and come back here or whatever, I can switch back and forth and just walk around the corner. I'd set a camera up in there and everything, but yeah, you could broadcast it. So like if you were doing like kitchen streams or something like that, maybe you're streaming at your computer, like, you're doing the talk and you go, I want to go up and I want to cook some, I think I'm going to cook grilled cheese sandwich. Come on, let's go on up there. You take your laptop up there, you turn on your NDI for your laptop, carry it up there. I think you can do it from oops, dummy, talking too much. I think you can do it from, there's a app. You can also do it from like a Android devices and such. But the app to do it with, I think, is like $20. But the plugin is free for PCs. Got to pay attention. Shitty at Columbus, Ohio. This airport that I'm flying to is right on just right alongside US 40 in Ohio. But I gotta find US 40. Yeah, so like for the voice stuff, yeah, you just have to, you'd have to plug into that computer or whatever, or if you had a mixer hooked up to that computer, basically whatever you want to broadcast, you can broadcast off of it, and you might be able to do it. I don't know if it'll be its own. Even if you had a laptop with a camera on it, and you want a different angle from your setup, you can set the laptop up over someplace, and then set your angle up. And then set up the NDI and then pick it up in your stream. There's also a sync function, so if you have a bunch of things going together, where things might be out of sync, you can sync them all together via network timing. Where the hell? Looking for these damn roads. I think I'm coming up over West Jefferson right now. Yeah, I think that's US 40 right there. It's running west. Yeah. Well, see, I've thought about, when I did my stuff before, I don't know if you saw any of my soldering stuff that I did when I was building the radio. Like I said, I got more projects I want to do, similar to that, but I'm trying to get my ventilation system set up, and the fan, the blower for my vent system to pull like solder smoke out and shit, and also for the anytime I do laser etching on the CNC. It's noisy. So my current project is I've got some tiles coming, some soundproof tiles. I'm going to build a box and put the blower in and see if I can quiet it up. And then, so then I can do work in there. But I was debating on whether to do the solder work in there. I need to set up a station, a decent place where I can sit down. Or, because I have to move cameras back and forth. Or if I should do it out here, which would require me to, when I do that, to pull a wheel or a yoke to do that, but I would have to bring the ventilation over here, bring the pipe over. Well, this is going to be awesome because this is an east-west runway, and the wind's 340 at 10. They're showing 900 overcast too, so we're going to be cheap. I hope I'm following the right way. I hope I'm going the right way, because if I'm not, fuel's scarce. Shit, I hope I didn't. You know what? I may have followed the wrong. I might have made that turn and fallen the wrong road. Oh, actually, that runs right into London. So even if it is, I'll be able to get back out to the airport. I think it's over that way. Yeah, I'm going straight into London is where I'm doing. So there's the airport. Yep, just like I thought. Yeah, no, I actually like I said, we moved to this house, and one of the first things I did was, well, actually it took me a little while, but I took a this last year I got actually maybe it was last year, I don't know, cut a 4.25, 4.5 inch hole through the brick, and basically put a dryer vent in, and then I'm using 4-inch PVC pipe for the vent. So like my CNC box has I've got a fume box on there. So if I use a laser etcher, it'll pull the smoke out, and then if I do solder work, I set it up to pull the smoke out too. So. Oh, I forgot I left that up. Oh well, I'll leave it up for the landing. This should be interesting. This is going to be a hard landing. Debating whether or not to go one notch of flaps or not. We'll do it. One notch flaps. Alrighty. Oh, shit. All right, here we go.
Please proceed to parking, pilot. I hope the cargo survived
Oh,
that.
shut up.
Taxi to parking and shut down your engine.
It's heavy in the back, man. This does. Oh, shit. Here we go. Oof. That's kind of fun. Crosswind, heavy plane. Yeah, it was. Look, Jim Bob wants me to park right here. I'm just stopping here, dude. Oops. There we go. Parking brake.
Okay, pilot. Removing the fragile goods may take a little longer than normal. Stand by.
Turn that sound down a little bit.
Transporter, the cargo has been delivered. Nice work. Have a nice day.
It looks like it was okay.
Ready for engine start.
We'll catch up on your chat there. YouTube vids of people working on retro game machines. Yeah, those things are. I mean, if you ever taken apart an old 8-bit computer, I've got a Atari 8-bit computer. I opened it up and looked at it before, you know, and you look at the, you know, like this Arduino stuff. You look at what we have here, and then you look at what they had then, and just how big and giant, and you know, the components were, and the solder pads, and how much solder they put on them. It's crazy. Time is it? 11:30. Well, that's it. Yeah. I tell you, just in my head of things that I want to do. So, uh, so this box right here, this black box with the blue screen on it, it was the last project I did, and actually no, second to last, because the last one was my turn signal I put on over here on my wheel, which I'm going to put another, by the way. Well, we can see that. Maybe see it over here better. Where's the camera? There we are. So this little thing here is joystick. It's a button joystick. It actually would work for some arcade cabinets probably. So it's not an axis joystick. It's actually button joystick. So you push it one way, and basically there's 4 switches in here. And this is what I use to make my turn signal. I found these on eBay. I'm like, holy shit. And they're cheap. They're like, this has got four positions on it, up, down, left, and right. And I bought 2 of them for like less than $19, I think. And they've got them where they're just 2 places as well. But it makes a great turn signal because it's just momentary. And then you got forward and back, so you could do, other things on there as well. So I want to take this one and mount it on the other side, and basically have windshield wipers, and then maybe headlights, or something. I don't know. So anyway, I did the turn signal was the last thing I did. But before that, I did this box here, which is it's a macro box for the most part, which I use for GTA 5. In GTA 5, there's a lot of emotes, so you can go through the menus and pull out. So like you want to make your character act nervous or whatever, you got to do E. You can type it in where you hit T/E, space nervous 1 or whatever. You can type that in, and your character will do it. Well, I put those all in on macros, so all I got to do is program a button. I can press the button, and I've got the entire list in there, so I can go through and I can save different things on different buttons and change it up. The Arduino that I use in there is actually 2 Arduinos, a Mega to drive everything, and then the Arduino Pro Micro to interface with the computer as far as it's concerned. It can act like a keyboard, a mouse, or joystick. I have it as a keyboard and joystick currently. So I can send joystick buttons. Some of the keyboard buttons you can send that I'm using with, I'm actually using kind of as a stream deck a little bit too with my stream here. I can change scenes because I'm sending F keys. So these are like you got on your keyboard F1 through F12. Well, the computer recognizes F13, 14 all the way up to 24, which nobody uses. So I'm using those for this to make things appear and disappear. Oops, blink, blink. And then change scenes. Yeah, I had a buddy made or coworker that made a main machine that he made a console, just basically all buttons, even the joysticks, were the clicky buttons underneath. But anyway, this box project over here was my greatest of bringing everything together. It's got encoders on it. It's not just buttons. It's got a display on it. It's got 2 Arduinos working together, and the big thing is it's got a SD card in it. So yeah, it's like a Stream Deck, not a Steam Deck. It'd be a Stream Deck. It doesn't have the fancy little color light up buttons like a Stream Deck does, which I was actually thinking about getting a Stream Deck, but they raised the price on them again. They were like cheaper, and then they were on sale, and then they stopped the sale. So I'm like, you know what? I got the stuff. I'll just make my own. But but just pulling all that together, using the CNC to cut it out and make it and everything. This was the first prototype. I was going to make another one, and the next one I'm going to make is going to have, because this has just got just a character screen on it. So it's got four rows by 20 columns, I think it is, for readout, so I can see what's on there. I've got a liquid crystal display, like a graphical display, and I bought a Teensy, which is like a Teensy 4.0 or 4.1 or something, which is another controller like Arduino. It can be programmed like Arduino. That I haven't experimented with. I need to put pins on it, and I want to get them hooked up. It's a different voltage level. It runs at like 3.3 instead of 5. So it's a little bit different animal, but it's pretty powerful. It's really powerful. In fact, you can put a network. You can get a network connection for it. It's got the SD cards built into it. And then the video screen that I got for it, I think works fairly natively with it. But I just haven't dug into that yet. I've got another idea that I want to do, which I've got an old Arduino Uno here. Cameras keep flickering on me. I got an old Arduino Uno here with a Ethernet card, and I was wanting to interface. There's different libraries out there that can interface with Twitch. So like you can do like some Twitch controls and stuff. But the other thing is there's an IRC client, and if I plug this in and program it to read IRC chat, then you can have it basically sitting like a bot in your stream chat, and then I can have it hooked up to different things, whatever, if I wanted to that people could interact with. I've done some experiments with that before in the past where I had a script running. I used to run, it was such a runaround, but at one time I had it so that I could put you guys in charge and you could control my autopilot. And what I did is I had IRC chat running on a separate program, and it would log everything. So it was in the room, and it would log everything that was typed into in the stream. And anytime something new would come up, it would look for a command, and I programmed some commands in there, and I could put you in charge. There was a command I had to do to put somebody in charge, and then I could let you dial up my like my heading or my course or whatever, or speed, altitude, whatever on the autopilot, and then you could engage it. And it was kind of cool. I was using FSU IPC Lua, where it would read the log file, basically look for the stuff and then make the changes. But that was a long time ago. Sim Caesar, I think he came in. That was like early on when I was feeling creative. But it was you couldn't do it unless I let you. There was another I don't know if he's trained, but he was a pilot in training, and he was flew on VAT or controlled on VATSIM, and I let him take control, and together he did through the stream. He controlled the heading, and I controlled the throttle, and we landed the plane together on a runway. It was kind of fun. But I don't know. Do you remember? I don't know if you know Trevor Hale, who Cockpit Builders. He'd stream under Cockpit Builders. He had that King Air. He still got it, but he doesn't stream Flight Sim anymore. He had I had him redo his entire cockpit with Arduinos, because he had like 3 different things or whatever that he was running everything. And I talked to him and I said, you need to redo the whole thing and run it all on Arduinos through FSU IPC and everything. So he redid it. And one of the things we talked about and he got working was failures for his stream, failures for donations or subs. So if you sub them, then basically the script would roll a dice and take something out of the airplane. It would have some kind of failure happen, and then he'd have to deal with it. And then if you made a donation over a certain amount, he'd lose an engine and stuff. And some other people picked up on that and did the same thing later on. They were running that stuff. But but we kind of thought of it first. I'm like, man, this might be a cool thing, because that way people can it's it's cool when people can interact, with the stream. I'm always trying to think about things like that, but the problem is like I'm so inconsistent. ADHD, a dozen things I got to do all the time, and then I just don't have time to get it implemented. But I have all these ideas. Are these cameras flickering? You guys seeing that? I don't know if it's just on. I think it's probably is going out. I don't know if it's my overloaded USB or if it's goofy with my system. Let's see what we got here. CPU usage is like 5%, 60 frames. Drop frames is only 0.1%, 304 drop frames, but that would probably be from my internet service provider. Okay. Let's see there. It just flicked on my face there. Like I said, I don't know if it's just doing it on my actually it might be my monitors. I wonder if it's on. Yeah, it was just like just real quick. Hope something's not dying in my system. That would suck. Yeah. Well, I've seen it over here. I've seen it do it over here and in different places. Let me switch back to the other one. Although I do have, well, that one doesn't have an extension. Those do have extensions. So, like I said, I hope something's not dying on my system. Let's see if we want to do another one. I could be flying and talking. Where's that at? Shit, that's a long way away. 192 miles. That's 33 miles. That's not far enough. Multitask. Of course, we could do a long one and just put the autopilot on, right? HYX. 211 miles away. That's up north. Oh, that's up north there in the Michigans. Jesus. Saginaw. Or ZT. Is it down by Chillicothe? Oh, shit. No, I did it. Yeah, it is down by Chillicothe. I made that flight before. I used to do that trip all the time, this area, on some other thing. Let's take that one. It's cargo, though. 626. It's not as heavy as the last one, though. Well, let's see where the peoples are. Let's look at directions. Where do we want to go? Which direction you want to go? Could just take off and fly to another airport. Oh, that might not be bad. That's southwest. 23 miles, a little hop, skip, and a jump. On some airport that may not be there. Let's see if it's on... let's see, UIF. Going to 84 Oscar Hotel. That's not 84 Oscar Hotel. Dayton Springfield Emergency. That's that's a helipad. So SkyVector doesn't recognize it. That's why their database is messed up a little bit. Let's see if we can find Washington Courthouse, West Lancaster. What's this near here? Northeast of Wilmington. There's Claremont. Where's Wilmington? There's Wilmington. Northeast of Wilmington. Chesty 2-1. I'm not coming back. Actually, I won't say I'm not coming back. If you can get them to pay me $40 an hour, I'll come back. Oh, license test for the... Oh, is that what that is? No, that's Waypoint. What is it? I haven't done a license test. I don't even know. What am I supposed to do? I don't know. Where's the license test? I don't have to negotiate with anybody. I dig it. Oh, like over here? Qualifications, maybe? Oh, okay, look at that. I have to like check into that later. I'm just gonna do regular flight. So let's see, what time is it? You at work? You off today? God, I don't want to fly all the way up there. That's too far. All right, let's just go someplace else, and we'll see if we can get another flight someplace. What the shitty in Columbus? OI34. Let's see about that one. Oscar India 34. Invalid airport. So you can go find it. You'll see it on the ground. Remote work. Look at you, man. Oh, CYO. I think that's the Chillicothe one. Or Circleville or some shit. Or is it Chillicothe? I think it's Chillicothe. Yeah, we'll go to CYO. See, Charlie Yankee Oscar. Kilo Charlie Yankee Oscar. Oh look, they got a VR there. Yellow Bud. That VR doesn't have a DME though, if I recall correctly. I haven't done any rescue missions yet. Shut up, man. This is not about you, Chesty. This is no, man. I learned to fly in the '80s, man. This is what we do. They got dude. There's NDBs all over Ohio. I was using one earlier, navigating via it. Look at this. Got NDB here. Where's another one? That was the one I flew to. Bootin. There's another one here. Courthouse. Oh, that was another one of the projects I'm working on. I ordered some screens. 5-inch screen, 3 inches by 4 inches, 5 inches diagonal. I found them online, and so one of the things I did is I had an old. I tested this. I always do a test. I had a 5 and it was a 5 screen, but it was like a kind of like a wide screen, so it wasn't the proper thing. But anyway, I had an old 750 Ti video card, and I put that in my machine, so I've got 2 video cards in, and it doesn't require extra power or anything for it. And this video monitor I had, this little 5-inch video monitor, I jacked into that, and in Microsoft Flight Simulator, if you have a digital gauge, let me get this thing going first.
Transporter from dispatch. It is passenger mission waiting for you. The boarding will start as soon as you are at the boarding parking.
I'm at the boarding parking.
Pilot from dispatch. Boarding passenger. Please stand by.
Good. So, anyway, in Microsoft Flight Simulator, any digital display, anything LCD or whatever, or even some of the LED displays, you can undock those. You can, I think it's right Alt and click, and it'll come off, and then you can take it and you can stick it over on another monitor somewhere. So I did that. I drug it over, or I had that as a monitor, basically a little monitor, and
complete.
attached it to the side of this one, and drug it over, and then you'd have your little GPS display. So the 5-inch by the 5-inch display, which is 4:3 resolution, aspect ratio, is the same size as a GNS 530. So I was going to build a GNS 530 interface, I think, and then maybe mount it right here next to my radio. And then so planes that have that, I can go ahead and use that. The other thing that is also that same ratio, same size screen, is, which I've been thinking about, is the FMC or FMS from the Boeing 737. So I've been thinking about that idea. If I pull the screen over, which is really the biggest thing, the buttons are easy to code and program and stuff. The biggest problem is getting a good design for the, to hold the buttons and then get them all soldered. There's, to make it nice and pretty, that takes a little bit of art and some effort. So I'm kind of looking at that too. So those are other projects on the out there in the future, maybe. That one doesn't do anything. Not that one. Where's anti-collision? Dude. How come it's not coming on? There it is. Man. I really need to label these buttons. Okay, that one's there. Need that one. Alright. Pitot. Phew. I don't know, man. Oh shit.
You're good to go. Contact the tower for clearance.
That's not good. I forgot to load up fuel. Let me change this. That's not what I wanted. Hate the way this song starts. Fucking feedback. Missing payload? What is my payload? 197 pounds. Alright, let's put that in there. See, it was 197 divided by 2. Well, let's just put 100 on each side. How about that? Not 1,000. There we go. Only. Let's check that wind. What does the 340 at 10? Don't taxi too fast, they get pissy. That windsock doesn't look like it's 340. I think Microsoft Flight Simulator is lying. That looks like it's east of north. Let's see what the Microsoft Flight Simulator says. Yeah, they're saying 010 at 10. And it's actually 340 at 10. Let's see, that was at 14:15. What's this 16:55 shit? Or am I behind? What time is it? Maybe I need to refresh. Okay, 14. All right. I hate Microsoft Flight Simulator. Riding that toe brake. I flew into a place, can't remember where it was. But the beacon of the airport was located like right on the runway. You could land, but you had to be like on the left side of the runway. Or one side or the other. What if this taxiway goes all the way down? Yellow Bud, 112.5. Let's tune that in. Here we go. Stupid taxi lights. That's all the shit I hate. Oops. There we go. There are things that I like about Microsoft Flight Simulator, and then there are things that are just frustrating as I'll get out. What I really hope that their plans for 2024 is they're just going to end up completing this finally and call it a new product. I'm fine with that. But if it's got a whole bunch of more stuff that's just stupid broken. All right, let's see. Where we go? 145 at 33 miles. So get up. You haven't seen this before. Oops. Yikes. Watch my heading bug. Turn it fast, it moves fast. Why is my thing drifting? Shit. $145. Oh, because the wind was windsocking me. That's why. Oh shit. Come on. All right. Yeah, here's the altimeter. So I'll look and see what the altimeter is. And it's showing 2.9 or 9 or 5, or at least that's what the real weather's showing. Those micro shifts they're showing 2.9 or 9 or 6. So then we just dial it up to, and I know about B and D, but because I've got it built in, I like to use it. I actually can adjust this as well. Oops, wait, wrong one. That when this is down, let's see. Or did I have that? Oh, there we go. No, that's still heading bug. That's still that. Is it this one? I thought I built that in here. Is it this one? Damn it, I can't remember. I thought I had that built in here. Maybe not. Thought I had that functionality built in, but it might not be reading it because of I wonder if it's this doesn't have the actually there's no bug on here to adjust it with, or unless it's over here. No, that would be this. So I am using official track IR 100%. Track IR hat, track clip, hat track, hat clip. Yes, is the stack of power. It's so powerful, I've forgotten some of the things that are built into it. No, I had a buddy who tried. I'm 100% on Team Track IR. Let me see if I can get this airplane skyward here. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Oops, there we go. Don't want to make that mistake again. There we go. All right, here we go. Oof. Oh my God. Look at that windsock. There we go.
Pilot, have a nice flight.
Yeah. It's all right. We're going to scud it. I reckon it's that away. Randy B just went live. Hey, look, we're picking up the yellow bud now. Oh, I wasn't on 145, it was 150. That's why. We get that screaming wind from the north. We probably need a little correction here. What do you think? Now, Yellowbud does not have a DME, so we're going to dial something else up here and see if we can. Oh, what do we got over here? Could come off of Appleton. Yeah, let's take this up. Put that up on Appleton. 116.7. Put that on our number 2. And that'll be the 212. This one goes a lot slower. I don't know if I put the acceleration in or not. Two. So, and 42 miles. Oopsie. Put that correction back in. So, I mean, we can follow the yellow bud VOR, but I just want to know when we're going to get there, kind of. Although, it's almost the same mileage from where we're at. It's 40. It is. Oh my God! It's an actual triangle. It's a isosceles triangle. From where we departed, it was 42 miles from Appleton. Where we're going is 42 miles from Appleton. Look at that. So, 42 miles from Appleton VOR, 42 miles, and we're cutting across this way. It's the Ohio Triangle. Oh shit, it's getting shitty out there. It does have GPS, and it's actually kind of a neat GPS. I don't know how to use it. It's got, actually I'm not that good with GPS anyway, I'm just learning. It's got like nearest airport, so it'll give you bearing and stuff to the bearing and distance to the nearest airport, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it's looking pretty shitty. This sucks. Just have to track it to see it because it's right on the airport. Scud City. It's funny, last time I used to fly a lot, and I was flying, what was it? It was one of the online mission things. I can't remember which one it was. And I was flying in this area a lot. This Ohio Triangle stuff, going down, doing these little short missions, because you could pick up multiple things at a time. And I was flying a DC-3, so I could have like boxes from different places. There was like 5 airports I had in a ring. It was doing like a UPS delivery guy. And I'd fly, land, dump off, pick up.
So am I capable and qualified for IFR in flight sim?
Affirmative. In flight sim.
Correct.
So, Chesty, you still here? I was when I weighed myself when I got up last, I was a half a pound shy of having lost 2 10-pound sacks of potatoes. So 19 and a half pounds is where I'm at. I was a half pound shy of 20. I should have hit it this week. 20 more to go. £10 a month. Look, there's an antenna right in front of me. Wonder if that's the one. Maybe 8 miles away. Unless that's a different antenna. Oh, there's a shit ton of antennas out there, so who knows? Trying to figure out what the hell that is over there, those stacks. Let's see, that NDB is behind us now. Thanks, man. Yeah, I was. I'd got up to just my gut, gut and back fat. But I got up to like 237. I was approaching 240. I'm like, nope. And I had to throw the switch. And this is something I've done before, back around 2005. Me and a coworker did a thing we call it Fat Club. And what it is 1,500 calories a day, basically on average. You give yourself 1 day off a week if you want it. So 1,500 calories a day or less. I started August 14th, so just past the 2-month mark. And although I think I just need to take a big shit because I didn't shit in a couple days. I did today, but I haven't weighed myself since. When you diet, your body gets I see the airport, I think. Your body gets very efficient at digestion. So it digests everything, and your poo is basically neutron pellets. And yeah, it's caloric restriction, but it's enough to keep you alive. And it's some people do keto and everything. It's like, no, I like sugar, I like carbs. So I just had a Coke. It's budgeted. It's 150 calories. You count everything that goes in, man. I can't tell what goes out, but I know what goes in. And most people burn between 2 and 2,500 at a minimum a day. So you throw 15 in there. Last time I did this when I was in my 30s, and I was losing 10 pounds a month, and I'm 55 now, and I'm still losing 10 pounds a month. So still fat though. No, I didn't switch the fuel tanks. Gonna be heavy. No, I don't do any exercise. I mean, I'm kind of keep what the activities that I have around the house, the stuff that I do. I don't mess with anything right now. Actually, after this first 20 being out, I do have a recumbent stationary bike that I've got up in the garage right now, but I'm going to bring it down and start cardio. So you can sleep off a lot of I'm retired, so I don't have to go to work. You can sleep off a lot of pounds. It's amazing. You weigh yourself between the time you go to bed and the time you get up, and you'll drop 2 to 3 pounds in water and carbon dioxide, just respiration. But it's, like I said, some people do keto and stuff. It's now 1,500 calories. You can eat, if you only eat 1,500 calories on average, a day, and you're my age or younger and you're a male, I guarantee you will lose weight. Sometimes it's harder for females. They might have to cut further. But it's guaranteed you're going to lose weight if you stick to it. And the first couple weeks are probably the hardest. It's a matter of building habits, counting calories. You got to write everything down. I have little strips of paper that I put up on my refrigerator. I pull one down and I use it for 2 days, one side, and then I'll do the other side. So whatever I eat goes on that piece of paper, and you realize what you have. The best way to start with it is to, before you start dieting, is start writing down everything you eat and see how much. Looking up the calories with the internet, it's super easy, although there are some misinformation out there on some things will say something's one calories, and some things will say something's like so many ounces of meat is another. So you got to find out what the truth is and then work it out. But I'm talking lifestyle change. So like when I get down to the weight that I want, then I'll bring my calories back up, but I'm going to continue to count. So, I'll bring it up to 2,000 probably and monitor the weight that way. And then, if I go and then, continue to monitor the weight, if, instead of just like going, freewheeling. It is, but it's again I'm overweight and I'm 55, so it's better than having to go on all kinds of medications and shit. So I'm gonna get it down, which I might have to do anyway. You might have to do anyway. You never know. Sometimes. But so I'm trying to take better care of myself, live longer, milk that retirement. But yeah, I'm looking at, like I said, lifestyle change as far as like even when I get down, I'm going to continue to count. If I get heavy, then I can cut down again. But just keep it measured. What was amazing to me, right? So I ate all kinds of stuff. I drank multiple sodas a day and shit, and I still a lot of times I'll have a soda in a day, because it's a treat. Sometimes I get Skinny Cow ice cream. It's 150 calories, same thing as a soda. It's a treat. 1,500 calories. You can eat 1,500 calories worth of Snicker bars. You'll lose weight. I was talking about people doing keto, and everything, and it's like, no, I like carbs. I like sugar. I like to have a treat. But a budget. Like I have a Dairy Queen Blizzard. Get a medium Butterfinger Blizzard, 730 calories. Save that for like the evening meal if I want one. And budget it out, eat that about 6 o'clock at night, for your normal bedtime or whatever, and fills you up, makes your brain happy. The brain loves sugar and it loves fat. So thanks. Yeah, treat yourself. Air traffic controllers get to retire early, and because they're under the same retirement system as federal firefighters and federal police officers due to the stress of the job. And so if you have 25 years of good time working air traffic, you can retire, or 20 years and age 50. You have to retire by age 56. And I just turned 55, but I retired a number of years ago after I had 25 years good time. I ended up with 27 years, about 5 months, I think, total government time. I got into it through a co-op, so I had some government time before I actually was earning good time. But it's a good thing. Yeah, it's one of the few air traffic control is one of the few careers left that you can actually have a retirement and get a pension out of and stuff. I mean, all government employment you can if you can keep the job, but there's some sacrifices. You can't pot's legal in your state. You want to smoke pot, you can't smoke pot. You can't do that stuff. Can't do drugs. Not that I'd be interested in that anyway, but I'm not opposed to it. Actually, I mean, I don't do it now, but that's just because I've tried it. It's not really for me for a hobby. But if I'm someplace and not driving or whatever, I'm not opposed to it. I'll partake. Yeah, it's a lot of controllers. You always hear about them. They're like, first thing, they do their time, they retire, and then they go smoke pot. But it's a the retirement's good. We get some of the younger controllers and stuff think about quitting because they don't like this or don't like that or want to move and stuff. And I'm like, how can you give up the retirement benefits? It's just, it blows my mind. We're a little high, but I think that wind's going to do some magic here for us. Yep, here we go. Easy, easy. A little more power. There's a good one.
We have touchdown. Transporter from dispatch. Clear the runway and taxi to parking.
Easy. Well, that's how, you know, I get this gray in my beard. Watching all them people die. That and training trainees. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I've seen people die. Actually, I had more than my fair share of it. The worst one, I wasn't working, but I was in the tower working a position, and then I lost a couple guys on radar before, so, and that sucks. The most traumatic one was when I was in a tower though, and saw somebody auger in on the field. That was like really traumatic. The oops, let me shut down here. They say, you know, on average,
Transporter, you can open the doors and begin the disembarkation.
in an average career, you're going to experience a fatality at some point in time, or you're going to be first-hand witness to one. So it really depends on the situation, you know. I've heard about, you know, there was a really bad one a few years ago that where a plane broke apart or something, bad turbulence or something, and did that just move me? I must have hit the wrong thing. Damn it. Auger in. Yeah, like dig a hole with an auger. There's a thing called gallows humor, which yeah, which you get, you know, that's a way people deal with stuff. All right. But yeah. So anyway, there was a accident. God, it was a couple of years ago, I think. Happened over West Virginia or something. Some plane got in some bad turbulence, broke apart, and the pilot like screaming on the frequency all the way down, and it really fucked up the controllers that were working it. So I heard, so I hear. That'll mess you up. That's messed people up before. I've never had that happen. EOP. Yeah, it's it's like cops, police officers are they all have PTSD because they see all kinds of messed up shit. Um, it just feels like that. Firefighters, EMS people, they can all get messed up if they're not. It really depends on what it is. I mean, there's certain kinds of things, but usually stuff involving kids and stuff that really messes people up. And but yeah, I had PTSD for a short time on the first one I saw witnessed. It was about 2 weeks where the image, you see the image that flashes in your brain when you don't want it to. And what causes that is when something traumatic happens, the traumatic event gets written to the facial recognition portion of your brain, which is kind of what happens with, I don't know if you're aware or not, but like autistic people. When they get griefed, the grief goes, it's like PTSD for other people. The griefing, and it sticks with them for so long, goes to the facial recognition portion of their brain, a lot of them. But so when, like, again, something traumatic happens, you see somebody die horrifically, it goes to the place in the brain where you're not going to forget it. And why is that? Well, it's probably evolutionary adaptation. Me and Thag are out frolicking in the weeds, picking berries, and here come Tiger, kill Thag. I just saw Thag get tore apart. If I had a PTSD response, I'm going to stay away from tigers and learn from it and probably survive. If I don't have a PTSD response and go, oh, we're Thag, and then continue to wander about and don't worry about tigers, then I'm going to die too, and I'm not going to carry on my genes, So, so yeah, that's in my mind, the way my brain works is that's, recognizes that's what that stuff is for. But it can really fuck people up. Although there's a lot of work, I guess, or a lot of research, I guess, going on and off about the ability of, or the medicinal side of psilocybin of rewiring the brain to basically untangle that mess. Waverly. I could fly to Waverly. Let's do the Waverly trip. It's only 21 miles. This is the same thing I used to do on that other one. Oh, wait a minute. Not enough seats available. Have I not unloaded? Or do I need to clear this out? I think I screwed it up when I hit that stupid thing. Okay, am I not at EOP? Where the fuck am I? Or I mean CYO. Teleportation detected. Flight canceled. God damn it. Fucking Microsoft Flight Simulator because I hit the wrong button. Sorry, language. Well, I guess I gotta move myself now. Or how do I empty the airplane out? Let's see, what do we got here? Oh, 2 passengers. Get off the plane. How about now? Hey, PMAX TV. Let's do it this way. PMAX TV is now following me. Thanks for the follow. Two off. Passengers. What the hell, man? Wonder if I should kill it and turn it back on. Got me at CYO. Did I already take it? Let's look at the flight. Maybe I can cancel that. I'm gonna have to move the plane, move the pilot. Let me log out. Appreciate it. How long you been watching? I have to give you the tour. If you're new. Do you want the tour? Do you want the tour? Takes a hot minute. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do not stream consistently. So, and today was kind of like, you know what? I'm going to get up there midday here and let's see what happens. My sleep's been messed up, but I had a lot of sleep yesterday, and then so I was up in the night and just in through the morning. So I'm kind of really on a weird schedule. I'm probably on Greenwich Mean Time, really. So let's see. Here's my setup. See what you can see, what you can't see. I don't know. This is my radio. I built this with it's Arduino. Communicates with the simulator through FSU IPC. Running Lewis script. Got a alpha yoke from Honeycomb, Bravo Quadrant, and this table down here is, I built this thing right here. This is actually a parking brake, which I can release by hitting my toe brakes and then reset it, and it's set in the sim. There's down here I've got fuel selector switches. So if I turn this fuel selector switch, you can see it move there. Off, left, right. I've got a trim wheel here, which you can see in the farthest camera over here. This one, right here. Yes, the Bravo Quadrant has one, but I had this before the Bravo quadrant, and you can turn it with your hand, or I can hit the button, and we can turn it with, it's powered. It's got a stepper motor in it that runs. So on one side of the stepper motor is this wheel, on the other side of the stepper motor is another shaft, and that's hooked to a rotary encoder. So as this is turned, that rotary encoder talks to the Arduino, says, "Hey man, we're turning." The Arduino goes, "Okay, I'll tell the sim," and it goes and it tells the sim, and it says, "Hey, trim up or trim down," depending on which way it's going. And then the button on the joystick, I've got one of my actually the same script that runs that is monitoring this particular button on the joystick. So if this button is not programmed in the sim to drive the trim. If I don't have this Arduino script or the script loaded up to run this, interface it, this button won't do anything. But with the script running, it's looking for this particular button to either trim up or trim down. And when it does, then it sends a signal back out through the USB to the Arduino. It says, "Hey, drive the motor forward or drive the motor backwards for trim up or trim down," which then causes the rotary encoder to be turned, and then that signal gets sent back to the simulator, which is picked up by the same script that this is being driven by, and it goes, "Oh, trim up, trim down." And so that's a whole big roundabout thing. I'm kind of proud of it. I like that. What else we got? So you see I got a lot of crap going on here, right? I'm gonna get this desk. I like to do flight sim, and then I also like to do truck sim. So when I want to do truck sim, I go, well, I got my mic and I got my mixer board here. Let's push this over. And we move ourselves over like this. And now I can drive, but I've got no monitor because it's over there. Well, we're going to hit the handy dandy remote button here that's wired in. And we're going to bring the monitors over to this side of the desk so we can drive. Got a rail system. It's a meter and a half, I think it is. 1500, yeah. Is that right? 1500 millimeters? I think that's what it is. And it's going to hit the stop stick, and it's going to back itself up to almost right center. And then I just have to adjust a little bit because I got dots marked. So then I can drive. On my driving side, I don't know if you can see it very well. Actually, it's hidden a little bit there. If I don't know if you do truck sim or not, but if you do, there's in truck driving, there's a type of shifter. It's called an Eaton Fuller shifter. Now this wheelbase and everything was a Logitech G29, and the shifter and everything. And I bought an actual Eaton Fuller shifter off of eBay for like, I don't know, $19-20, something like that. Pulled the guts out of it, milled some inner guts, mounted 2 switches in it so that it can have the range and splitter that operate. And then this little Arduino down here underneath, you might be able to see it lighting up. That's basically, these are joystick buttons, and that sends it to the sim, and that's programmed in. The steering wheel, I took this was the old steering wheel. You can see how small that is, right? Go-kart steering wheel, and I replaced it with a real car wheel. And this is actually a little bit bigger than most car wheels. This is a 15-inch. But it looks a lot like the truck wheel in Truck Sim. My latest thing that I did was, if you can see it here, there's a little stick over here that's mounted on the side, and it is it's my turn signal. So it turns on the turn signal, and it just really adds a lot of, when you're driving, it just adds a lot of interactivity to it, or immersion factor. Where'd that other one go? What do I do with that thing? Oh, here it is. So, yeah. So here's the what the turn signal looks like. It's a joystick, but it's only buttons. It's just like 4 buttons in there. So left, right, up, and down. I plan on mounting this one to the right side of the wheel. Took the paddle shifters off and everything, but plan on mounting on the right side for probably for lights and windshield wipers. And then the other thing, if you do farm sim, what's kind of cool with these, because I tested it, is you can use these for, because there's 4 positions, we can program it in, and or because it's just joystick buttons is what it's recognized as. You can use it for like front loaders and such. All right, man. All right, Blue Sky. What else we got? This box right here. This is one of my proudest creations. It is a multifunction box. It is. You can see it has 2 USB wires going to the back of it. There's 2 Arduinos inside it. This thing works as it can send joystick buttons. It can send letters, key things. It can send macros. I started making it for GTA 5 playing on roleplay servers, because you can have your character do emotes and things like that, and so basically it sends that stuff really quickly, and I can program these buttons to it. It's got a SD card in it, so I can preload all the emotes in on that SD card, and then I can dial through whether it's dance or emotes, prop emotes, whatever kind of actions. And then I can do a certain button press and program individual buttons to do things. Well, it can also operate as a kind of stream deck, which I have it do right now. So I can hit this button and it changes my scene back over here, and I can make myself disappear and bring it back with this button and bring that up and take that down. And oops, wrong one. The buttons that I'm using for that to interface with the OBS are the F keys that are above F12. So F14, 15, 16, all the way up to 24. And you can also do Shift F keys, Control F keys, Alt F keys, all that stuff. I don't do F13 because that is reserved for, let's go back to here. This little foot pedal down here is tied into an Arduino, and I call it my F13 foot pedal, and it's my push-to-talk pedal. So if I'm in a game that requires, where I don't want to have my mic hot all the time, like when I'm playing GTA online, I hit the foot pedal, and I key up and start talking. But I use that. I've actually got, this was an early prototype. I've got a new one that I'm going to build, and I might offer that up for sale if people want it. But we'll see how things go. That's going to be selectable, so I'm going to have some pins on there, and it doesn't require any software. So that's the cool thing. You plug it in your computer. Your computer says, "Oh, it's a keyboard," and you hit the button, and it goes, "Okay, it sends that." But I'm going to have one with dip switches on there, so that I'll have to have a code on there though, so that you can select what key you want. So start with like F13 through 24, but then also basically up to 255 or 256 keys, buttons, or whatever that you could have. Okay, cool. Do you use do you do some Arduino stuff with FSU IPC and all that? Yeah, so what happened was we were moving. We were moving to this house we're in now, and I was getting in my desk, which my desk I used to be seated in the middle, and there were drawers on either side. And this is a big solid desk. It's metal, and it had these metal drawers and everything. But the drawers also gave it stability on the sides, because without it, it's flimsy. So, but when I had to take it apart to move it, and the top is huge because it's 6 feet long, right? 6 feet spread, and it's like 3 feet deep. And I've added another 10 inches on the front of it. But so it's a huge desk, and when I was taking the drawers off and I had it at the other house before I was moving, I'm like, man, this is big enough. I could have driving on one side, and I could have flight simming on the other side. Then I don't have to swap out, and pull pull the wheel, put the yoke on, and change everything out all the time. I'm like, this could be, leave everything up all the time. And, first person shooters, I can play anywhere as long as I got, a mouse and a keyboard. A lot of times I'll play it over here on this side. But I'm like, I can do this. But then I realized how flimsy it was. So I shorted up underneath. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe, I don't know. No, I don't think you can see it. Anyway, I shorted up underneath with some 2x4s because there was some a ledge that's welded where the drawers would sit on, and it had screw holes in it and everything. So basically, I ran two 2x4s there, one across the back, and then some 45s on there, so it makes the sides nice and rigid. And then and then I got 2 spots. I need to bring that back. We're coming back. So the monitors, the reason my monitors are set up is with a T configuration. I got 4 monitors. Obviously, the bottom one's main game. The main game monitor. Let's see where we're at here. And then with the stream and everything, I usually have stream up or whatever, OBS, music, whatever else I got going on. The reason why I put them up instead of having 2 down, well, one is with the big monitor they don't fit, but 2 because of this radio, the height of it, that if that monitor was down here next to this, then I wouldn't be able to see it because the radio's in the way, radio stack. So Nope. And then my mixer system, I set that basically on a drawer that can pull out sliders. This thing can support up to 100 pounds. These rails, so it works all right. Yeah, I had gamed with 3 monitors across the bottom. I tried it out before when I had like 24s, but I've got a 32 inch 1440, which I have to say is the sweet spot for gaming and display. And then the tops I've got here are actually 27 inches. So this is right at the minimum of what my tree can handle. I would have to get bigger arms if I wanted to run some side ones. But anyway, I've done it with span view and stuff. I've tried things like that. And with streaming, it's just not really conducive because you need extra screens for streaming. And then Flight Sim, I usually have charts up on another monitor or whatever. So that makes it, ATS, it gets a little weird. And I use, I don't know if you saw, I use Track IR. I'm full advocate of Track IR. For driving and flying. So I was talking earlier about some other projects I have where I'm gonna play with some little tiny screens that are HDMI capable. So one of the things I'm thinking about building is a GNS 530 GPS unit to set here next to the radio, and I've got a little 750 Ti that's in the bottom of my motherboard. And I plugged it in. I tested it with a test screen. I've got some new screens coming, but I tested with a test screen at work. Where you can undock it and drag it over. It's pretty cool. I don't know if this will. Let's see if this one undocks. It might. Oh, I guess I got to turn shit on. So if you do right Alt and click, yeah, there we go. It kind of gets weird for a little bit when you take these up. I guess you can't see it because I'm not down in There we go. So like anything that's got some kind of LCD screen or whatever, you can undock, and it does some weird stuff with your screen until you take it off, and then you click back, and then everything goes back to normal. But it stays wherever you got it, and you can maximize it or whatever. Yeah, track IR. I was telling somebody about it earlier. I'm a big advocate of it. If you fly GA especially, but even flying the big birds, like I use it in the PMDG, look around, get the overhead and everything. I just for flying pattern, when you're looking out, making your alignment and everything, checking your runway, checking your position to the runway and everything, and checking your pattern, make sure you're flying, because being locked in, where you can't look, that sucks. And using the mouse to look, that sucks. Remember, the key to desk pitting or sim pit, depending on how far deep you're going, I'm just doing a desk pit. But the ultimate goal is to get as much of the keyboard and mouse out of the sim as you can. And that makes it better. So, just being able to look over and see. I mean, you can look back at the 45, right? And, whatever, look up, look around, you can look over. You need to see an instrument, you just move forward. See what's going on down here. But let's say I asked you, but I don't know if I read it. Let me look back at your chat here. Oh, okay, so you're just setting up stuff now. You're just retired. Well, congratulations on your retirement. I've been retired for a number of years now. I'm a retired air traffic controller. So did my time. I got out of Shawshank. Are you thinking about getting into Arduinos and such? I'm planning on doing, like I said, I'm planning on doing some build streams where I actually, show what I make. Like the back of this radio, it's a mess. But I don't know if I can turn it around without knocking it loose. Oh, somebody texted me. All right. Well, hit me up. I've got, unless you know what you're doing already, I use FSU IPC and, Lua scripts inside of FSU IPC to run things. So let's see. Give you an example. What's my stack? So like this is a sample. It's kind of a skyscraper, but this is my radio stack, and I did this a long time ago. It's got these 7-segment displays that are run by a Max 7219 controllers, which are pretty cool. And there's a library for them, so it makes it, a lot of it is you learn to do one thing and then it's copy, paste, rinse, repeat. But this is the code that runs on the Arduino. And it looks kind of long and kind of messy, but it's pretty organized. The encoders, I do my own encoding, or my own code for the encoders instead of, they've got some libraries out there that can do it, though. Yeah, I got some stuff in here I don't like. I'd like to change out that I do different nowadays. But that's the Arduino code. The Lua code, which the FSU IPC runs, is over here now. So there's some, I'm streaming. There's, God, there's so much stuff in here too. But basically, you press a button, it sends the signal through and says, "Hey, make this change in there," and that's how it goes. The cool thing about like my trim panel down here, I've got it set up to recognize individual airplanes because the fuel selectors are different for different airplanes. So I made this table, and for some of the different airplanes that I have, like the Just Flight Cherokee that I've got here, there's Twin Cessna 414, the Milviz 310, the 247D Boeing plane, and the Beaver, and then the A2A Comanche. All their fuel selectors have different commands that work them. So I put the Lua variables and whatever the commands are or whatever that handle them. And then, so when those planes are loaded up, the fuel selector down here the fuel selectors will go, "Oh, that's a new airplane. Okay, we'll load those other new variables in." So when you switch them, it works. SPAD next. I don't even know what that is. Yeah, it's basically, Arduino code is C code, and you might find some samples of my stuff out there. I put some stuff out on some boards and stuff, and it makes its way around. A lot of people were using, I started with, back in the day before FSU IPC, there was a guy from New Zealand. His name was Jim, and he made a program called Links to FS, which allowed interface of Arduino with Microsoft Flight Simulator through SimConnect. And it worked pretty well, but you were limited to whatever he put in there, So there were certain things it couldn't do. It kind of did some of the same things as FSU IPC could do, but then FSU IPC, the way what's his name made that is with the Lua script interactions, you could actually connect COM-wise to the Arduino and then have the script run and do a lot more stuff. And that was the hard part, that learning how to do that Lua coding and stuff. Once you learn it, it's not difficult, but learning how to connect an Arduino to it, COM port wise. My scripts actually keep actually, I don't know if I can do that. I have to do it manually now. But it keeps the COM port in a text file, so it looks it up. Yeah, Trash 80. Man, that was probably before my time. No, I don't use SPAD Next. Like I said, I build my own hardware and stuff. Okay. So, but does SPAD Next work with custom Arduinos and such? That's the question. Oh, if you got a background in Lua, it probably won't be difficult for you. Oh yeah, that's way before my time. I was 10 in 78. I've got a CNC machine in the closet over here next to me, and it's got a laser etcher in there, which I want to get fired up and get using again. But I'm working on rebuilding my exhaust system. Yeah, so like the Bravo quadrant here, I've got it set up just in Flight Simulator. You can set up different. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Control options. So Bravo quadrant, I've got a prop plane set up, and then I've got default, and you've got PMDG 737, which I set up on it. So that's kind of nice that they did that in here, but the problem is you got to manually change it. If we knew what, there ought to be a way from FSU IPC to be able to change this, from the sim, from inside the sim, but it is what it is. Take a look real quick. I mean, there was a lot of, like for X-Plane, they had, there was some program that was doing Arduino, that they would do Arduino interface, but you had to load their custom stuff in there basically to do it, and then use their software. Yeah, so that works with all the commercial hardware and stuff. Probably not very good for custom boxes. Man, I hit that pedal again. I don't know if you can hear it in the stream, but when this because it's just a drop, but when this parking brake is released, it makes a very satisfying ka-chunk. Oh yeah. See, well, most of my Arduinos, I do have some that are as joysticks for certain things, but like these aren't. These are serial connections. So the coding inside for what the sim, for what the script is calling for, when I dial this up or dial it down, it sends a certain signal. It says, "Oh, turn it up, turn it down." The Arduino Leonardos and the Pro Micros are the ones that are recognized as joysticks, unless you do some super duper other stuff. But no, I got what I got. I've got this FMC down here. I don't have it on right now, but it works. Or MCP, I'm sorry. Mode control panel. Autopilot for 737. I got it works with the PMDG. So when I first built it, I built it for the Milviz 737. So it's more of a Speary type. But it's only missing a couple of extra buttons that the PMDG has, and of course the auto throttle switch doesn't automatically shut itself off here. I thought about a way to do that actually with a servo, but it's another thing that probably needs to be rebuilt. I don't have. Let's see. I don't have the Phoenix, whatever it is.
So I don't fly the Airbuses.
I got my transponder right here. I had to actually with this particular. Let's see. Yeah. So check this out. There we go. So you see the transponder controller. I got a switch here that goes from standby to altimeter. So there's a in-flight simulator, and through FSU IPC there's a offset for the transponder control in vPilot, and that's what I had originally, is what this does. And then, but this airplane, this is the Just Flight Warrior. They've got a lot of Lua variables in here, and it wasn't working with them. I'm like, why isn't it working with it? And so I ended up having to look up. I go, oh, I see now. So they've got it dialed into that. So I have it operate the Lua variables now too. Though it's going every other hit. Let's see that. Dirty switch. I guess. Now what I should do, like these, when you can hear that click, that satisfying click. Those are run on Lua variables. So like when I change this, it doesn't make the clicks with the handheld radio here. That's because I didn't program it to move the Lua variables as well. But these switches up here, because they wouldn't work natively, which is your audio panel to hear, to listen to nav aids and stuff to identify them, they do have the click because I had to go to the Lua variable. So might need to modify that, I suppose, at some point. My screen's going to be all messed up. Straighten it out. Well, let's see. It's been about 4 hours. I think I'm going to quit. Let me see if anybody interesting is out there. I don't know any day streamers. All right, appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, I would like to do more. It's just sometimes it's just a matter of getting the gumption going, and it depends on when I do it. What's your time zone? I'm in Central Time. Okay, all right. Well, I can't see anybody. On air. That was the one. That was. I think that's what I used to use. I think it was on air. Was it on air? Shit, I can't remember. There was some kind of, like I said, some kind of mission thing. I think it was a pay too. It was pay to play, like $5 a month or something, or 6 months for $30 or something. Man, everybody's flying big iron. All right, folks. I'm gonna cut it. Cut it. Hopefully I'll stream again soon. Catch you later.